Alright, hi everybody. I'm going to be doing a battery replacement on my N64DD. I'm having other issues with the unit itself. I'm getting a 01 error when you put in a disk, but I was looking around and noticed there wasn't a battery replacement video on YouTube. So I thought it would be a neat idea to show you how to do a replacement and possibly maybe even repair the unit with the 01 issue. Okay. It's pretty straightforward. It's a lot like replacing a battery in a N64 cartridge when the battery goes dead. And these things are aging now, so the batteries might be going bad for other people. So I thought I'd put together a tutorial for you guys. Alright, so first comes to first. Simply take your N64 and flip it over. And you need to take it apart. In order to take it apart, you need a game bit. You can purchase these off of eBay for a couple of dollars. I bought this years ago, and it's relatively cheap and easy to use. There are 4 screws, 2 in the front corners and 2 in the back corners. Keep an eye on the screws, you need those. It's only 4 screws. Now here's the hard part. Try and take this apart. Now inside there's metal sheathing pushing against the plastic to protect it, and this can kind of be hard to take apart. You just have to wiggle it until you get it apart. And you have to be careful back here. There are 2 delicate cables, so kind of open it like a clam. Just open it outward. Let's see if I can get this apart here. There you hear the metal sheathing disengaging. Like, again, be careful. You don't want to rip those cables because there's no way to replace them, especially since these things are so expensive. Alright, so as you guys can see, this little screw mechanism come out. And here are the cables. Okay, now they're held in. You simply push down the little lever in the back here, take them out, disengage them, and they pop right out. One. Be extra careful with this one. This one's really delicate. Alright, so now the top and bottom halves are separate. I'll take care of the disc later, but right now we want to replace the battery. So just set this aside. So this is the part we're going to be focusing on. This is the main board. As you can see here is a CR32 battery that is actually soldered in to the board. I'm going to be replacing it with a replaceable battery bracket. Just solder it right into place. Okay, with obviously a CR22 battery. Okay. So to take apart the board, you simply remove the screws to remove the sheathing. If I can find my screwdriver. Okay, so here is the main board. This is what the DD is. Hopefully you guys can see with clarity what's going on. This camera doesn't autofocus, so I'll do my best. Some chips here. Looks like a 1998 NUD JPN2. Some other numbers on here: C9844 355 44ZA1. This chip right here, and this chip right here is a SD29LM number 601A01 M644 36FP 710105. This board right here with a purple mark on it. I can't really make it out. SD22LHE 89A. Sorry, I can't read the rest of it. There's a purple mark on it. And lastly, this chip over here, 9627 HD 153031SF. So those are the main. Oh, there's a couple little chips. I don't know if these are any important to you guys. BA6832FS. And there's a little chip here, T5001. Looks like a Texas Instruments chip. 85K AT73. Okay, I don't know if that'll help anybody out there in the future. There's a couple of little chips. The board revision. Let's see if there's any other information on here. People who are curious. Looks like there is a serial number B991071C listed right here. No revision number. I thought there would be. But yeah, that's it. So again, the main reason for this video is to replace this battery here. This is a soldered battery, a lot like the N64 ones. And I'm replacing it with these. I picked these up at Radio Shack for a couple of dollars. So here we go. Let me power up or warm up my soldering gun. I'll be back with you guys in one minute. Alright, so my gun, my soldering iron is warming up. Hopefully you guys can see everything. I can't check the screen and solder down here at the same time. So hopefully you guys can make out everything okay. So you need a nice hot soldering gun. Alright, so first things first, I have to remove the original battery. So it's connected on the back with two posts, not like the N64 type. These screws out of the way here. Alright, so here are the two battery posts. So you guys can see they're right there. And you need something called a solder sucker. These things are pretty awesome. You get them for a couple bucks at Radio Shack. Simply load it up and warm up the solder. Let's see, I've never done this before on an N64DD for obvious reasons. They're pretty expensive. But I got nothing to lose since I can't get this thing working. So let's try it out. So simply warm up existing solder. It's pretty easy. And then place the solder sucker on top. And take out the solder. You can use what are they called? A braid as well. But I don't have one available. I use mine up. So I'm doing it this way, which seems to be so far so good. There we go. So here's the old battery. Alright. So the polarity went with the positive. If you're looking at the top, positive is toward the outside of the board. Okay, so here is the new one. The positive goes on the outside of the board, on the underneath side. So let's see if we can put it back. It's just a hair off. Let's see if I can make you fit. Yeah, it's just a hair off, so let's bend it inward. Okay, so they're both in. Kind of have to wiggle it in. So let's solder it into place. First I should have pinned it, but don't have a brush, so I'm gonna just have to make do with adding flux to it allows the metal to adhere a little bit better. Now you're supposed to do it beforehand, but I didn't. So. There we go. Okay. Could have been better, sure, but it's nice and in place. And there it is. So now I can remove and add a new battery anytime. Alright. And it should fit just fine. It looks like there was a lot of clearance, as you saw me taking it apart. So let me add the battery here. So there we go. Okay. So let me unplug this and start putting it back together. Really hot, so be careful. So now I'm gonna try and troubleshoot. This will be another video on how to fix the 01 error. I'm gonna be doing some just exploring of the drive itself. But for this part of the video, let's place this back in to the sheeting. Okay, and back into the casing. I will show you also how to reset the clock. There is a combination on the N64 controller that you have to press to adjust the clock. I will show you that shortly. Okay, and that is that. Alright, so hopefully that will help you guys out there if you guys need to replace the 2032 battery. This is the old soldering type that needs to be replaced. These things go bad and the system is getting on in years now, so it's a little overdue. Alright. Now to explore the lower part. Okay, so like I said earlier, there are two main cables. I think that's the cause of the problem. I'm not entirely sure. I emailed Luigi Blood on YouTube. He mentioned maybe checking the connector cables. It looks like the discs connect just fine. Like I put the drive in, it sounds like it's reading it, but it's not completing. I'm not entirely sure what's going on. So maybe if someone notices something, give me a shout on YouTube and let me know if there's something I can correct. Hopefully we can correct the issue right now. but let's take a look. So I'm going to take off the sheathing here to get to these two cables. This one looks like it's soldered in. Maybe there's something going on there. Let's see. This is like a old style zip drive. If anyone remembers those from Iomega back in the late 90s, early 2000s. With a lot of moving parts. But let's take a look and see if there's anything that could be done. So again, be very careful. Looks like the wire comes in through here and also through here. Scoot that out of the way. Anything noticeable here? Looks like the cable runs underneath. The white cable runs underneath. We need to take a look underneath there. So we need to dry it out maybe. Now this copper cable looks like it's soldered right to the drive head that's located right here. There's also a tiny chip with the numbers, I can barely make them out, 8036P and the lower line 70K0. Looks like there's a old Japanese kanji logo. I'm not sure what that means, but looks like it's still soldered in place unless the soldering joints are loose. Again, the 01 error means that the, at least from the limited information that's out there, that there's either something wrong with the rewrite head or something wrong with the disk. Now, I've checked all my disks. I have about 5 of them, and every single one pulls up the same error. So I'm thinking it's the drive. But again, it looks like it's trying to read when you place the drive inside, the disk inside the drive. So I'm hoping it's just something simple. Hopefully it's just this white cord. Oh, there it is. It looks like there's a connector right here, which I can't get to without taking a lot of parts apart. I've never seen a take apart video for one of these, so I'm kind of just guessing right now as to what to do. Now, I have taken this arm off that sits right here, and it's really difficult to get back into place. So I'm going to try and avoid doing that. But the connector goes right here. Okay, let me go get a disc and show you what I mean. How the disc mechanism works. Hold on 1 minute. Okay, so I made a makeshift setup. This isn't the safest way to do it, but I hooked up a little monitor here, and I have it pried open with a pen. Seems to be pretty sturdy, but I wanted to show you how to reset the clock when you power it on initially. So look right over here on this monitor, and let's see what happens. So when I turn it on, I should get an error 48 on the display. I have my N64 controller here, so let's turn it on gently. I don't have any audio, unfortunately. Okay, if you guys can see there, it's a tiny monitor, but it says error 48, and you simply hold down the A button and you can enter in the date and time. So it is currently, so I'm scrolling through here, 2016. I'm guessing these dates because I can't really read Japanese. It's 1/31. Oops, I didn't set the time. So to go, if I accidentally exit out, you simply hold the A button again. Okay, and the time is currently 11:19. I can't tell if it's AM or PM, so I'm just gonna guess. Okay, so now I have the time set up. Cool. Alright, so let's see what happens if I plug in the disk as is. If we see any errors or any interesting things on the drive. I'm using a blue Mary Artist disc. I have two of these, so I figure one wouldn't hurt. So let's see what happens when I insert it. Alright, so the 01 error, but as you heard, tried to read the disk. I'll try it again. Actually, let me reset it. I can't tell. But if you can hear the noise. I'm gonna try manually moving the disk head with something with plastic. Okay, so I got a pen here. Let's see what happens if I manually move. Not sure if I can move it. Let's try resetting it one more time. Nothing. Check the disk. Okay, as you can see, the whole mechanism lifts up into the disk, kind of like an old VHS cassette. If you guys remember those. Yeah, still not doing anything. So I'll upload this as is. If anybody has any information, please get in contact with me. My email address is mikelyons27@gmail.com, and any help would be appreciated. I really want to get this working, and if this is going to be a working drive, other people are going to, over time, these discs are going to fail. So I want to get these things working so we can preserve the N64 as long as possible. So again, any information would be amazing. I'm willing to try anything. At this point, I get the 01 error when inserting any disk. So it could be, it's not the disks, it's definitely the drive. It sounds like it's trying to engage. One more time. Get the access light. If anyone has any information, please let me know. Thanks.